Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio, Krastorio 2, Spaced Out. I just left this, hopefully that's showing. Let's just check on my level. Obviously, it's been 2 weeks since I've streamed. Yeah, we're getting this audio through there. Okay, cool. Just showing this because there have been some changes to recipes. I don't think we're doing anything with these. Because he's talking about lithium, which is obviously late game planets, uranium round magazines. I've not got yet. I don't know if we're doing any of this mineral water. I don't think we are we? I haven't exploited any mineral water things. So yeah, I don't think any of that affects us. But there have been tweaks. So hopefully it's not broken anything. Cool. I'm just making sure again. Everything's coming through. For me, it's incredibly loud because I forgot to turn the volume down on this. That should be better. Cool. Right. I think we're there. Bit rusty. Haven't streamed for a couple of weeks. So, I have kind of forgotten where I was. I literally haven't touched this, but I was never going to touch this. This is a stream exclusive playthrough, basically. Certainly at the moment. But I haven't even touched Factorio. I played very, very little over my break because it was mostly about doing chores and odd jobs. And of course, halfway through it, they put up a Friday Facts, which I was not expecting. But it was very nice to see. It was quite fun doing another one, but a bit hectic getting it done. So I've obviously started doing a train, and I see a train doing train things, which is always good. Cool. So that's obviously functional. Is it can drop stuff off? Kinda. For some reason I've got a weird mess of belts there. I could do with tweaking that, couldn't I? Let's see if we can't. Oops. And reverse those so that we can get that go on that side of that belt and like clear off that copper. And then it looks like all of those are coming in. I assume I have activated. Oh, it doesn't look like I have. No, look, we've not set up. This is meant to be copper reprocessing, so we could go and do that. Not it seems like that we're necessarily needing a lot more copper, but could do with some red belt, I think, couldn't we, as a general upgrade, because this does get very low, the copper. And we have now got a lot more. Oh, thank you for the raid, GFA Undead. Welcome all. Hope you're doing well. With a horde of zombies, we demand your brains, crikey. I'm afraid I've not got many of them, so you might be going a bit hungry. But welcome all, hope you're doing well. Just started and basically explaining. I've completely forgotten where I was with the mod because I've not streamed this for 2 weeks and I haven't touched it for 2 weeks. Oh, we have oxygen on the go, do we? Okay, that must mean that I'm making rocket fuel. Okay, so I see blue circuits, rocket fuel, and low density structures, but I do not see any rocket silos. Now, I've got a symbol to say that's where I was going to put them. But clearly not, since they're going upwards. Okay, so we are on the cusp, the very verge of heading into space by the looks of things, which is great, because that's where I thought we might have got to. What we could do, we've not got any research going at all. I don't think I'm struggling with the biters necessarily, am I? But getting a bit of the old flammable boost, so flamers are more effective, is always useful. And I wonder, in fact, that's a point. Have we got... Oh, this looks like it's still going very slow, doesn't it? However, those are full biter research datas. Why are you not running then? Oh, because it's all full. Okay. Have we got it? We've not really got it stacked up. Have I made any... I've not made any more bioprocessing. Okay. But we've got 19 of those in there. So it's sort of building up, isn't it? So we could do a bit of military research. Doing alright? How are you? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. So I've just been kind of had a week off where I was doing lots of chores and odd jobs. I don't know if you're familiar with me or my channel at all, but I used to do. I'm assuming you know Factorio. Completely random joining thing. I guess you were playing. But I used to do Friday Facts videos. Basically, I used to do like in-depth analysis of the Friday Facts while they were doing Space Age, promo type stuff on that. And they dropped one in on Friday, and kind of boxed up a lot of my holiday plans because I had to scrabble to do that. They didn't really say a lot. It was basically there's going to be a Switch 2 version of the game. Well, a version 2 that is compatible with Switch, if that makes sense. As well as Space Age coming to Switch, so if anyone plays on Switch. Yeah, let's just chuck in a few military ones, because what the heck. But also, more interestingly, they confirmed that version 2.1 is coming. And they might do some Friday Facts videos with it as well. Which will be great. I gotta launch the actual, platform first, don't I? Great Space Platform. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we'll leave a few of the military ones on the go. Because I should really get, because I do now have nuclear, I think. I don't know how many bits of uranium. Did I set up a counter? Have I not got one? Oh, here we go. No? So it doesn't look like we've even got enough to trigger this. Oh no, it's about 40. Oh, it's not got an output on it. Okay. I use this, it just tells me how many I've made. Picks it out of the mess, basically, of all the signals. There we go. So we got 42. So we could get some nuclear up and running. Cool. We're playing Power Wash Simulator 2 today. Okay, but I do know Factorio have over 1,600 hours. Well done. Is Power Wash Sim good? Or number 2 good? I got gifted, actually, the first one. I haven't actually played it yet. I've got it installed, but then I've got about 50 games installed. I'm in that classic situation when you get a bit older where I've not... I've got the economic means to buy games, but not the time to play them. But yeah, I understand, Power Simulator was quite popular, and I always really quite fancied it, but never actually got a chance to play it. And I don't know if 2 is sort of more of the same, or they've added more mechanics or anything. Doesn't feel like a game where more mechanics would really be the thing. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'm okay with what I've got going on there. So I guess we could get it chugging away on a silo, but have I even got... I don't think I've got silos running. No, we're not making silos anyway. Okay. And that was just it telling me about the pin, wasn't it? Yeah, cool. Okay, so no silo production. We've done a lot of researches. Steel plate. Concrete. Now, where did I put the concrete? I put that somewhere weird, didn't I? Yeah, it's over here. Okay. I might just ferry that around manually then, because we don't have requesters until we've done a bit of space science, basically. Unless K2 has changed that, but I don't think it has. Okay, but how much have we got stocked up? 2, 4. So that's 1,000 in there alone, which is good. Oh yeah, we've got plenty. Okay, so I need to move that around manually. I never set my logistics request things, did I? So I've got an inventory full of junk, as per usual. Let's get rid of some of this rubbish. else could I get rid of? Maybe the drills and the panels. I don't need quite so many belts. But yeah, we could go and mess about with the chemical, the copper, while it's chugging away, making it. In fact, we don't need tech cards. What have I got then? Making the first silo, maybe. So yeah, I think I'll just set one up. What else does it need? Blue circuits, engine units, pipes, concrete. So we've got steel plate processing units and pipe on the, let's call it the bus. So we would need to bring over a bit of concrete and find some electric engines from somewhere. Okay. Yeah, it's really good. It's been a chill play. Second game came out only about a week ago. Oh, is that it? That recent, was it? I thought it'd been out a little while, actually. Hello, Ironic K. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Ultimate Place. How you doing? Hope you're okay. Right, where should I put this then? I mean, it's got to go up here somewhere. So I can use the blue circuits. Okay, let's just pop it on the end maybe. Use my blueprint. I guess I could, if I had a feed through one as well. Would that work? So if that was, I think that's the wrong way around, isn't it? If I can tweak that, that's no problem. And then, because I just need, I've forgotten again. Electric engines and well, the concrete I'll bring over rather than belt it over. That's the wrong one, I think, isn't it? So we have that one there. Because I could make it wouldn't be bad to make a few electric engines anyway. Oh, look, we've got, I've obviously unlocked a lot of stuff that I'm not making. Oh, there's the nuclear stuff. I wonder what I was up to last time that I did all of this research and they've implemented it. Anyway, we want silos. No, we don't. We want electric engines, I guess, is what I'm doing there, is it? No, that should be the regular engines. And then that one is the electric engines there. Good you, by the way. Sorry for not tuning in the past times. No worries. I've been on a sort of boarding school, crikey. Was that like summer school or? But it's no worries. I mean, the channel's never gone particularly big, so don't tend to have too much of a struggle kind of coping with the number of people. But yes, no worries. Right, so we want that to be silos, really. And then that one to be, we have to put the electric engines back in. Cool. We do have lube knocking about somewhere, I know that much. And then we want a chest here, into which we will put concrete. And then we need to drag everything else over. So let's filter that to concrete. I don't suppose I've got any on me, have I? No, okay. Right, so you need iron plate, gears and pipes. This also need pipes. It's going to get the engines direct and that one direct, so we would need steel and blue circuits somewhere. So maybe that's up the top. We could bring pipes and gears on one line. This would need green circuits as well. Okay. So we're going to need another one somewhere. So gears and pipes, iron plates, green circuits. That was quick. I guess we had quite a lot stacked up on the belt. Let's get personal equipment. Oh, advanced exoskeleton. Advanced. Let's do flammables as well. One back by Roboport. But yes, new Friday Facts came out, revealing that 2.1 is going to happen. But with no details as to what it might be, other than the cheeky little hint that they're going to break some stuff. What they have posted on the forums, I believe, although I've not... Oh, have I not got any pipes at all? I believe on the forum, I have not seen it, but they basically said, "Oh, am I not lubricating? I thought I had a machine here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm not pushing it back again. Okay, fine. In that case, why don't we bring heavy oil over and make it direct? So if we put that, say, there. Yeah, is the low density shuffle, low density structure shuffle, which, if you're not familiar with that, is basically, because of how they've implemented recycling, they have it's like a single input, single output system. So where they have alternate recipes for things in particular, it always just defaults to one of the recipes. So low density structures, you have an alternate recipe for making them using fluids, liquid metals. But you don't have that as a... It's not a... When you recycle, low density structure always recycles into steel and, you know, copper wire and plastic. So if you can make legendary plastic, then you can get legendary steel and legendary copper for free, basically. I mean, they're not free, you're going to put in the liquid metals, but they're free in the sense that... so this needs pipes and iron plate. Okay. So how about we bring the... Yeah, they're free in the sense that, you know, you're not having to make legendary versions of them in order to get legendary stuff, which is an unintended consequence from what they were saying. Of that kind of restriction they imposed on themselves. The problem being that something like a recycler, it's like, well, what when you've got multiple options, what does it actually recycle to? So that needs to go in there. Of course, they have to pick one, so it's nice and simple. So if we go with, say, steel and iron plate on there. I haven't seen too many people saying up in arms about that change. I think people were kind of expecting it to come, maybe. It's a thing in Denmark where you can take an extra year in a school, where you stay on the school and go back home in the weekends. And where I am, it's a place where there's a lot of craftsmanship you can do. Oh, cool. Are you studying for a trade then, or are you just sort of exploring options? Post-stream stuff done. I'll have to head off bed now. It's 3:20 AM here, crikey. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. Yes, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the raid. Very, very much appreciated. It's very kind, thank you. And I'll have to try and make some time and play the original Power Wash Simulator, and then see if I want to get the second one. I'm very interested in it. So you're both exploring and trying things out. Okay, cool. It's good to have options. It's particularly at your age. It's the time. It's one of those weird things I was found when I was that age. If I remember back to the ancient times when was that age. But it's like the world is expecting you to make all sorts of decisions about, you know, what you're going to do with your career and your life and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, what you should really be doing is like exploring all your options, because the honest truth of it is that very few people kind of end up, like when you go to, you know, if you go to university, if you do that, go down that route, very few people who go to university actually do long term the thing they went to university for. Certainly in the UK, they don't tend to, you know, people, you know, move on to different things or change what their priorities are and all that sort of stuff. So, don't we need green circuits somewhere? We do. Green circuits and blue circuits, I think. So yeah, it's a perfect time of your life to experiment and find out what you're interested in and what you want to do. I'm sounding like an old man, because I am an old man. Oh, crikey. I'm making a right mess of that. So, we want that moved down one. So I can... I didn't really need to do that, actually, didn't I? Think about it. Oh, well. I'll bring that in there, so I want the blue blue circuits on here. Which are all the way across there. Is that the right one? No. It's like if I'd experimented more, I think I would have. I was always interested in computers and programming, but it wasn't quite the thing, as it were. And I think if I'd actually sort of tried it earlier, then I'd probably have done that as maybe a more heavy option, if you see what I mean. I think I would still have done physics at university, because it's the thing I enjoy the most, but I think I'd have done like a conversion course or something like that if I'd really been properly exposed to it. I'd actually do programming while I was at uni, but not enough to really work out that that's something I really enjoyed. And also that they pay you the big bucks. Do I want to do more research? I've already stacked up a load of stuff I've not done, haven't I? We could do like buff things like cargo size, and can we do a speed, or does that no? We can do a speed. Can we do 2 speeds? Do 2 speeds. Do 3 speeds? No, because with them we need optimization, which is this mod's version of whatchamacallit, space science. So we could do the third one of them. That's okay. Is that 300? It is, isn't it? So how about we do them in that order? Cool. Getting into blacksmithing. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I forgot. I won't go to uni. I don't like book stuff. No worries. There's yeah, they have. I mean, obviously, different countries have different ways of doing it, don't they? But there's like vocational colleges in the UK where they tend to do, you know, what you would call sort of non-degree higher education. Just wonder if I can make enough space, because if I'm going to bring 1,000 over, I need to have a slot for 1,000, don't I? Which I've not got. But I get rid of them. And I could get rid of the car. Maybe move that to there. There we go. Cool. So let's go get some. In fact, why don't we have a stock up while we do it? But yes, so one of the things they're nerfing, or they have said they want to nerf, is the low density structures. Low density structure shuffle. Quite how they do that one, I'm not sure. That one's Interesting. Because I don't know how you fix that one. In a simple way. Oh yeah, we got these advanced. Have I replaced mine? I have. Okay. Oh, what are you waiting on? Utility tech cards. I know I'm making them very slowly, so it's probably not surprising if I've probably burnt through them all. We're also waiting on prod modules, which are waiting on what? I need to. It's basically I just need to scale up a load of stuff. That's also not very good, is it? That should be maybe more like, because it's on the left, isn't it? We do that. And that'll get all of the flow that's going that way. Okay, where do we get to? We are stocking up. Okay. Let's just make sure we've got enough of them. And then one more speeds. Chests, yeah. Plenty of ammo on me, I think. Oh, here we go. We had electric engines here. No worries, no worries. About bots, I've not got a stack of bots. Even more electric engines, lovely. Flamers, okay. My sister actually went to... She wasn't a university type person, as it were. And she went to a vocational type college. It was, she was really into horses when she was young. You know, like horse riding and particularly show jumping. So she went to college for that. It's a bit of an odd, how can I phrase it, a bit of an odd world, the horsey world. There's a lot of what I would classify as exploitation goes on. They tend to take advantage of the fact that these, I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, you know, these young girls are obsessed with horses and willing to basically work for nothing to look after them. And so you get all these aristos, basically. Rich people who have the horses and go out and show jump them. And then they, you know, they kind of rely on these young... Don't need that research server, do I? These young... So it sounds a bit sexist saying it's girl, but it basically is, you know. And essentially are reliant on them to, you know, look after the horses. And then they don't pay them. And often pay them in like cash and stuff like that, so we don't have to pay the taxes. So yeah, she got a bit burnt by that, basically. I could take another belt, yeah. Not the most thrilling stuff, this restocking, but until I sort out a proper set of requests, gotta do it by hand. Did I get train bits? Train bits, train bits, train bits, train bits. I don't see them. I probably got rid of them, I would guess. No, I have got them. Okay. I would imagine if I've got that, I've got that. Huh. Didn't I have pump jacks up? Oh, up there. Hello, Elemento. Oh, it's a Prime subscription. Thank you very much. It's very kind. says you're subscribed for 5 months. I did not know that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. I think someone subscribed on YouTube as well. I've been debating whether to get rid of, not subscribe, became a member on YouTube as well. We're kind of debating a bit whether to get rid of that. It's a bit sort of, I don't know. It's difficult to kind of justify keeping it, if you see what I mean, because it adds quite a lot of pressure to get the videos done quickly. And so literally before this stream I was trying to finish off the next one in the Law Speculation series, which is a bit of a different one. It's actually a really good link to the version, the version 2.1 coming and all that sort of stuff. But I've got to get it done early so that I can give advanced access. And it's literally, well, as I say now, I think it's 3 people, but it was 2 people, which is like, I very, very much appreciate the support, but thrashing yourself to death so that 2 people can watch a video early is it's quite hard work. I mean, I still obviously have a deadline for doing the video, a self-imposed deadline, but it takes a lot of planning and stuff to get them done in advance. I'm moaning again. I'm back here. Was watching the stream regularly a year ago. Yep, no worries. How you doing? Why has this not got access to bricks? I would guess because I'm not putting him in a chest. That's obviously a very obvious answer, but the question is, why am I not? Okay, just literally not got a little... In fact, I would guess I probably haven't set that up generally. Okay. Let's create a little bit of a template for one then. And then... G6 network. I could... In fact, I'm kind of amazed I don't have these as... whatchamacallit, parameterized ones. Huh. Interesting. Oh, it's also not got logistics coverage. Right, now, we're nearly at the bit that's got the actual stuff. Yes, so the other thing, say the low density structure, I kind of fully understand, but that's one I don't know, don't really kind of have a theory on how they'll actually fix or change that. But the other one is the space casino, as it's become known, which is basically where you use the fact that when you recycle meteorite chunks, or when you crush them, you get a proportion of them back again, and you can improve that proportion with research as well. So basically keep them going in a loop, and you can put quality modules into the crushers. So essentially you can keep looping around until you get legendary, what they call metallic, carbonic and ice asteroids. And then, well, I guess the ice ones are a bit irrelevant, aren't they? But and then basically turn those into things like legendary plate and legendary steel and legendary copper and what have you. You can even get carbon out of it. You can get coal, basically. I think. I've not done it myself. It's always seemed a bit sort of cheaty. It's obviously using system. There's no, you're not breaking the game. It's part of the systems in the game, but they just didn't think about it. I don't think. It's part of the problem of. I think if they'd, I don't know how to phrase this. It sounds like there's no way of it not sounding like a criticism, but basically there was a lot of stuff that an extended period with like a larger beta group would have been very useful for revealing, because a lot of the people they included in the beta were like the modders and speedrunners, and if they're going to, the sorts of people you want finding, they make kind of ideal quality testers basically. So if you want them to... Why? Oh, you've not got green circuits because I didn't put the inserter on. So the exact sort of people you want to test your game. But of course they didn't get very much access really. Or didn't get access for very long. And in sufficient numbers. There were people with... Like Troopman was playing... You know, from very early on, but although he's quite good at finding that sort of thing, it's not. It's one person, you know. So yeah, an extended period in an early access. It's one of the advantages Factorio had, that it spent years in early access. I mean, years and years and years. To the degree that they got a bit fed up with it, I think, and just, you know, just released it. But yeah, a similar sort of thing for Space Age would have been quite useful, but you run the risk if you're going for that sort of route that people are going to leak it and stuff like that. Okay. Do I want to do this copper plate? The problem with it is I need lots of red belt really, because I kind of hemmed myself in with production. And particularly I need lots of fast splitters and fast underground, which I'm only hand making at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the copper thing. In fact, let's check whether... Yeah, this has all cleared itself up. That's good. Boop-de-boop. So I think got 4 lanes of copper. So let's go on and feed them into this thing. In fact, first what we need to do is kind of cut off the supply. If we do sort of like that, actually, get them to eat through that stuff, and then we need red belt, don't we? So if we get the bots to do what upgrading they can. Is that right? Don't I need a second one? Yeah, the whole point of that was having a second one. And I should have a... I think there's a spare one. Yeah, here we go. So what we actually need to do... We won't for now, because... basically feed that in so we can increase the supply for these guys, and then kind of add in a second, you know, booster bit of copper further up. Yeah, probably feed it in there maybe. So this doesn't need to be there. I'll actually be going that away. There. So I'm currently hand making all of the red undergrounds and red splitters. Oh, I forgot they're much longer in this, aren't they? It's not just the pipes that are a mega length. Cool. So that'll provide, and we need to switch this recipe basically as well. But once they've, you know, eaten through what they've got as supplies, just makes it a bit tidier. Okay, so I need to, I think these are all yellow belts, so I think we're fine on that front. Take these this way. Oops. No, 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 no. No need to do any replacing, chaps. We can... No, 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 no. I know you're being very helpful, but... Far too helpful. For your own good. Okay. I actually said on some comments about doing the Friday Fact video again that it was a bit sort of, I don't know how to phrase it. I'd completely forgotten how I'd done them. So, there's actually, it's not, because I'd sort of refined it, you know, and improved what I was actually doing, and I'd completely forgotten all of that. So when I went into the edit, I kind of realised that I hadn't done it in the way I should have done it, basically. Because what I ended up doing, what I found a lot easier, was to... so I do the commentary through the video, but then the speculation bit, of which there wasn't really much anyway, so it wasn't too bad. But speculation, well, what do I think, you know, that sort of stuff, I would leave till the end, and then I wouldn't have to do a horrible edit, basically. Okay, so we need to get this. Doesn't have any water in it yet, does it? No. Where are you meant to be going? What's? Oh, that's acid. Okay. So we need to divert some acid and bring water down. Okay. Don't know if we'll get a... You've done a horrible pipe length warning, but we shall see. Yeah, I didn't really... Because I've actually scripted what I wanted 2.1 video. So I'm going to record that and do it. I might do it as a simpler thing rather than it's like a special in the law speculation stuff. So I think I might do it as a simpler thing with less, you know, not bother with as many of the pictures that I put on screen and all that sort of stuff, and get it out a bit quicker. Cool, so it's got the water, it's got the, well, it's filling out with the acid. Excellent. All of these recipes need changing, but let us get the copper in first. It's going to be quite cool to have new Friday Fact speculation to speculate about. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Oh, you're on YouTube as well, are you? Alimento. A double viewer. Juicing the numbers. Although given I hear, oh, Twitch is one of those affected by these Amazon layoffs. The irony that they basically took out the entirety of the internet proving that we're all massively reliant on tiny number of mega corporations, and then they're announcing job losses or redundancies literally weeks later. It's just unbelievable, really. But there you go. Good old capitalism, eh? But yes, I understand Twitch is one of those affected. Although well, nobody seems to work at Twitch anymore. They seem to like lay off people left, right, and centre, and it apparently still doesn't make any money. Okay, so that's that one, and then this needs to be the copper version as well. There we go. We also need to do the filters, don't we? I don't think these have filters on, do they? No, it's just these ones. Okay. Pop that over there. Oh yeah, that's on the wrong drop side. Oh, boop. 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 Cool. So we don't really need that as such, but might as well. Just remember that I used to watch on Twitch, not YouTube. No worries. Happy for the views on either, basically. Still debating whether to really. Because I enjoy, I still enjoy the streaming, but the videos take so much time. And particularly if Friday Facts came back, I would just have no time to do the videos as well, which seems like a real shame because they seem to be doing okay. Just like whether I decide then to kind of trim down on the streams, particularly while we're in that period, because the Friday Facts aren't going to last forever. I'll be fascinated to know if they decide to do something similar for whatever this new game is that they're supposed to be working on, or thinking about working on, or possibly considering working on. People seem to think it's going to be an MMO, but I really doubt that. I mean, if they are, very good luck to them, because, well, Amazon built an MMO that was quite well received, quite popular, and they've just laid off, all the staff. So I'm not convinced that it's really a viable business model, to be honest with you. Also, as I said in a comment to someone, it's like, so Wooby, that isn't even going to charge for the upgrade for the Switch 2 edition, which, applause to them, but they're a small company and agile, and they do seem to try to be honest, like a lot of these smaller devs nowadays. But there's a reason, companies charge money for things, and it's to to pay for things like staff and what have you. That's a wrong inserter. Inserter splitter, isn't it? Needs to be one of them. There we go. Are you working now? You are working now. Copper is coming out. Copper is coming out. Cool. And then where did I say I was going to feed this in? It was like up here, wasn't it, somewhere? Because there's a nice, there we go. Nice little area there. Okay. No, my interpretation of what they've said about it is that it'll be more like, so in the same way that Factorio is, you know, the industrial, whatever it was called, it's basically a mod for Minecraft turned into a game in a sense. And I'm kind of interpreting what they've been saying in the same way for this new game, that they'll take something that would be MMO-like, as it were, and like turn it into a full-on, you know, just a system in it. Okay, so we also want one of them there. Okay. This has just stopped, doesn't it? Is that because I've got no utility cards at all? Why would I have no utility cards at all? Where are they? Don't see them. There they are. Oh. Oh. I'm not making them. Okay. So I clearly didn't quite finish what are the equivalent of the high-tech cards. Okay, let's go do that then. Where is it? Up here. Okay, so what was it actually after then? Oh, okay, so that's blue. Right. So that's basically a rocket. That's a rocket part. Okay. So pretty easy to do. I mean, there's no real point making it at a higher rate than kind of these guys. So we might as well just sort of do something like that, really. Just copy them. There you go. Turns out we had not actually done what I thought we'd done. So there you go. Let's put you there. Also, this morning, so you'll say it's been a real get things done holiday, which has been very good because I had several other holidays where I took it as, you know, with the intention of getting things done, a load of chores, and then things had got in the way. So one of them, I did my back in. I pulled a muscle in my back, and I couldn't lift anything. And the whole thing I wanted to do was take stuff down the tip, and I couldn't do that because I couldn't even lift the things. And for the last, well, certainly the last 6 weeks or so, I basically couldn't get in the flat without moving a load of boxes and stuff around because it was all sort of stacked up at the entrance. In contravention, I'm sure, of all sorts of fire regulations, but I couldn't put it anywhere else basically because I, hadn't managed to take it down the tip. So I did stuff like that. But this morning, I went and bought a new car. Kinda. I've essentially pre-ordered a new car because the one I want, it doesn't actually even come out until February next year, I think it is. So I've not test driven it or anything like that. Very rash decision, I'm sure. But it's an electric car. What they call a super mini. Which is just a size of car basically. So we've put that on there. So yeah, there's test drivable versions available in December or possibly January. But I put down a deposit of sort of, because it basically locks in the part exchange on my car. So if there's something weird happens and it loses value, then they'll still pay me the equivalent basically, or they put the price of the other one up or something like that. Then I still get the part exchange, which is kind of what I was after. I can still get out of it basically and you know, get that deposit back. So it's not a bad deal on that front, but say bit of a strange thing to do, really. Pre-order a car. So all those people who talk about don't pre-order games, I've just pre-ordered a car. Right, so legacy structures was one of them, I think, wasn't it? So processing units and rocket fuel. Because I also wanna move next year sometime, and kind of having an electric car means it's sort of a more, because I can't plug in here. Oh, I'm out of underground. Because I live in a flat on the second floor. Is that going to work? Probably needs to be one down, doesn't it? So we still need rocket fuel. And blue circuits. But yeah, so the next place needs to have the ability to charge the car, basically. But I'm kind of waiting. They're doing a... God, I'm rambling on today. They're introducing some legislation that's going to improve the tenancy rights, and it's very nearly passed. So it's this one here. These are going. Yeah, so once that's in, that give me a good reason to, or more benefit from kind of getting a new place. But it gets rid of what they call no-fault evictions and stuff like that. So in other words, you know, you can't get kicked out. Just because the landlord decides they want to kick you out, basically, which is a current issue in the UK. It's not. Don't go far enough. Hello, Night Raven. Hope you're doing well. What's wrong with doing your little waffling lot? Indeed, yeah. I mean, the Friday. I'd normally obviously be talking about a lot about the Friday facts, but I didn't actually say a lot really. And I could speculate about things that I, want in 2.1, but I'd quite like to do that after the video. It's good to see that the expansion has sold 1 million copies, though. I think that's pretty impressive. That must mean... I think we knew that I think they did one saying the base game had gone past 2 million sales? Something like that. Certainly did one where they said it was 1 million. But it's not common for an expansion to get, 50% of people buying it, sort of thing. It's always been one of the problems with expansions that, you're obviously, it's a limited audience because they've got to own the base game to start with. For the fact, because of how they do things at Wooby, they're sort of determined not to do, a two for one type deal on the expansion. So you've got to buy both, which is then 70 quid, which it's easily worth that, but that's an irrelevant statement if you've not got £70. It's not worth anything at all, is it? But yeah, it was good to see that it's gone over 1 million people just bought the expansion. I was a bit surprised the press hasn't covered it. Actually, it's sort of it's one of those good luck type stories that they do like to do. You know, and not everything is doom and gloom in the games industry type thing. Okay. So I've only got some yellow ones on the go, which should give us that. I'm not actually too fussed about getting it as such, but we should be able to get into space. Now, I don't think I can actually build any of the... Well, I can build like the landing pads and the platform pieces and that sort of stuff. But I can't build grabber arms and thrusters and stuff, can I, until we get there? So we can get one of those on the go, because that's the same stuff, isn't it, really, as a silo. So we could add on to the back. I've seen people saying about... It's a bit strange, actually, because... I mean, maybe it's just me, but the whole mega basing thing... I mean, you know, I've said before, it doesn't hold that much interest for me, full stop. It's just not my cup of tea, the whole number goes up thing. You know, more power for the people that, you know, to the people that do like that sort of thing, but... Do I not have a single one here? I don't, do I? Oh, okay. But, I don't, you know, people are sort of saying that it limits the single, this guy, the cargo landing pad, you get like limited throughput, and it's like, I still don't think most people are actually throughput limited, you know. I think most people who are having that issue simply don't have designs that are efficient enough, sort of thing. Cool. So that gets the landing pad. If we can get steel, which is that one, and processing unit, which is that one. But yeah, people are sort of saying again, oh, it's, you know, limits the throughput and all this, and it's like, well, I'm sure, but are you really building it that big? How many do you actually need? Only 200. Okay, so that should get us a landing pad. We would then need platform pieces and... I mean, starter packs I can just make by hand. So if we try and set something up with steel plate and copper cables to make those. Not steel plate. Yeah, steel plate and copper cable. Okay. Let's pop one of these in. Like this. Don't know what that bang was. Hopefully that didn't come through on the audio. Yeah, so if we do platform pieces, £50 divided by 4,663 hours equals 1p per hour of entertainment. Indeed, indeed. I mean, I get using that metric. You know, I don't disagree with it. I think time spent and all that sort of stuff is great, but, and I do think it is useful. So for example, I bought a game that I've sort of been playing, kind of ish. Well, maybe Little Rocket Lab, which I've been doing on stream, is a better example, where that's £15, I think. And it seems to be taking people the sort of time you'd expect to do a run through of it, of 100 hours or so, you know, for a manufacturing game where, you know, the production demand ramps up, that sort of stuff. So in terms of hours of playtime, you know, versus cost of it, all seems to align with that sort of way of thinking about it. But I never really, time spent was never really that much of a, you know, and to some extent, I'll be honest, sort of like, well, I'm gonna moan about Satisfactory again, because it's been at least 20 minutes and I haven't moaned about Satisfactory, but I'd actually prefer it was shorter. I think I'd enjoy that game much more if the end stuff, I know there's like a thing to it where they kind of can't do that, because then you could basically finish the game by handcrafting in in 40 hours or something, which they really don't want you to do. It doesn't really represent, you know. Oh, belts aren't over here, are they? But yeah, sort of, if it was shorter, I think I'd prefer it. You know, if it didn't take ages to do anything in that game. Which is why, that's like the root of wanting more automation, blueprints, bigger blueprints, copy and paste, because they speed things up, It's not just because, this has got them, it's just they are ways of speeding things, the game up, really. I think also I'd be a lot more interested in the aesthetic part of it, the building pretty builds. Because just the thought at the moment of, you've got to spend, whatever, 1,000 hours even finishing the game, and then you're also meant to build pretty builds as well. That's all that. I'd be fascinated to know the comparison of finishing. How many people have finished proportionally Factorio and Satisfactory. But yeah, I never really put that much value on the time it takes. It's more about how fun it is. And the thing for me about Factorio is that I could just keep coming back to it and playing it over and over again. That's like the biggest factor for me, I think. And that's what I say about something like, that was the kind of the point I was trying to get to with. So that would be that one with Little Rocket Lab. Is it feels like a one and done game, which I have no problem with at all. But it does mean that the equation's a bit different, Charging a game for, if it was 50 hours to finish this, I still think it would be enormous, hugely good value for money. Meaning Space Age and that, it was regularly that short. That makes sense. I'm sure not. Right, so. Steel plate. Oh yeah, so I didn't actually finish the thought, but in terms of sort of stopping space casinos, the simple solution is just to prevent crushers from using quality modules, basically, because if you stop them using them, or you give it some penalty, like it's a special building where it's massively poor quality level, and so it just if you make it so they can't use them at all, then you're never going to get any quality asteroid chunks. If you make it so that they're a lot worse, then it becomes doable but massively inefficient, and doing it on the ground, as it were, would be just as good a solution, sort of thing. So you get rid of that, because the point with the space casinos is because the asteroid chunks have defined where's Factoriopedia? Have defined probabilities and stuff like that, these journeys, and you get a lot of stuff on some of the if you want carbonic asteroid chunks, then you can have it go back and forth on one of the journey versus you get the more of metallic on another journey and that sort of thing. So you're just getting super loads of infinite stuff, and then because you can also ramp that recipe up and get more and more returned percentage pieces, it does become a bit sort of silly, really, that it's so powerful, and it sort of makes it pointless doing anything else. But then I'm not a massive fan of quality, if I'm totally honest, and it's not the randomness of it, it's the fact that mostly what it does is make faster buildings. or like give stuff more health, and it's just like, you know, I don't kind of need. It's like the thing of, if I need more iron, obviously here I've got this alternate recipe, but you just put on more iron smelting, having slightly faster buildings. I mean, I guess they're less power as well. I just put down another power plant, you know, because that's the general solution to things in Factorio, is build more. You're running out, build more. You know, that's basically what the game is. So giving you machines that are just a bit faster, it's like, okay, great. Or use less power. But the exception to that, I'm kind of giving you a preview of the video here, but the exception to that is something like, it's what quality should be doing is like alleviating constraints. So if you look at, you know, a really good case for quality is the equipment grid, because that's a tiny little thing. Obviously, in the quality versions give you more space and, you know, what have you, but more bang for your buck out of the few bits of kit that you can put in makes a lot of sense. A platform using better solar panels makes a lot of sense because it's greater power density, and big platforms are a bit of a pain in the backside to make early on. So it should be alleviating constraints, and that's why, you know, when everyone asks for the bigger cargo wagons, that's why. It's because your trains, you know, you're only going to be loading up trains and have so many of them and moving them around, unloading them, etc., etc. So making these have bigger, you know, cargo slots makes a lot of sense because it's alleviating a constraint. A faster building, I guess it is a constraint, but it's not one that matters for most players. Or, you know, say like walls with higher health. Okay. You know, they take slightly more chomping from a biter. Great. So I'd actually rather they just got rid of all that stuff, you know, that it was just for a few special things. And also maybe that it added more weird effects. So as in, maybe it added quality, you got free quality, you know, from machines or something like that, rather than, you know, faster speed or what have you. Or prod, I guess. Maybe quality foundries should give even higher prod bonuses, but then... So we would need refined concrete for both of those. Okay. And rail pieces. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay. We've got the nuclear stuff. And we did things here as well, didn't we? I'm almost certainly going to go to Folgora first, so we don't really need any of the military stuff. Personal equipment and all that. Have we not made this silo yet? What's going on here? What's going on here? 200 you need. Well, I must have... Yeah, I've got 50. Okay. Because we got landing pad before we got a blooming rocket silo. Guess we could nip over and get some more concrete while we wait. But yeah, so I think those two, they've said, are probably things they will break. Whether they break anything else, I don't know. Stuff I didn't. What did I? What was I? What had I on my list that I didn't put in the video? There's things like the. I still find the whole drag in space thing very weird. I quite like that to be tweaked, really. Meaning... meaning the whole... you know, the fact that the width of the platform is more important than the weight of the platform. Although weight... I think... So, I mean, in space, weight is sort of irrelevant. I mean, it isn't, because it's momentum and it's impulse and all that sort of stuff. But, oops. The way people are thinking about it is if it's heavier, it's slower. Not really. It's more like if it's heavier, it's more difficult to get moving. But it can achieve just the same. Top speed. Should I take some of the... Let's also grab... In fact, if I get rid of that... Because I should really get... In fact, if I don't really need 2 stacks of them... Don't really need flare stacks all the time. Or off-shelf drills. Right, so let's grab some of the refined stuff as well. And there. Yeah, so I always find it a bit weird that wide platforms are slower than narrow platforms. Okay, so hopefully it's made the silo. I can try and launch a rocket. We should have a few platform pieces now. So we should be able to craft ourselves a, whatchamacallit, a starter pack. Just throw these in here. Nice. Yes, we have a silo. What are you set on to? And I've got, yeah, I've got modules, okay. So, why don't we just sort of throw it in here? We want the actual science to go on this belt. I think I might use loaders on this because I've remembered. Get that to work, I think. Okay. Finally getting this. In fact, that probably wants to be. Oops. Lower down. The video I'm trying to finish is actually on how I'd like to see the end game be different. Because the whole number goes up thing. Do I have beacons? No. Are they a space answer, or am I just being stupid with... Because it's effect transmission, isn't it? I can do. Yeah. Let's get them on then. And we'll put some prod modules in there. Oh. Helps if you connect it up. Would that repeat? Yeah, that'd be okay, wouldn't it? Cool. I know why I put that belt there, because I can put the actual space signs down there at the other end, can't I? Can I? Huh, I don't know yet. I don't know if these are going to require... I don't know how space science works in this. Interesting. Oh, I need a starter pack, don't I? That's some seriously cheap crack. For the pricing thing. Oh, hello, Oliver. Oh, that's what loaders do. Yeah. Yes, I'm terrible at using it because partly I was kind of figured it out. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Hope you're doing well. But I'm terrible at using them because I do this design basically, and I've got a whole set of blueprints about doing that design, and this lends itself terribly to loaders because loaders literally just. I find them a bit confusing because you have to do like when you're putting things in and out, 2 in a row and all sorts of stuff. But because I, have this belt going along the side here, you have to do lots of lots of splitting, basically. But if for me to use this design, and it's not, this is not the best way of doing loaders via, split, inserting via loaders. But say I'm terrible at using them because I don't like this here to put a load. If I wanted to do a loader instead, you might think, well, put a splitter in, great, but then you got to turn the corner and you can't put the splitter there. Can't put the loader there. So I'd have to have it like that, maybe. What I don't know, that, and then that. And then what am I doing with that? That? Well, that's hideous, isn't it? I don't want to do that. Yeah, or I could do the old that trick where you do. Oops, no, other way around. What would that actually be? That'd be. Have to be there, wouldn't it? So that'd be something like that. And then. Like that, I guess. So yeah, and it's because what you should really be doing, loading in more directly. Just taking a load of them out by it. I'm around the same point in the same mod, and I've just been ignoring loaders. Like, a lot of people. A lot of people really love them and really want them, in the base because it is actually a base. It is in the base game. It's a machine that is part of the code in the base game. But Wooby kind of decided it was too cheaty, particularly for trains. They're like really, really, good for loading trains because it's literally, you get rid of the whole arm having to swing round and all that sort of stuff. And loaders are just really, really good. Not that I've used them because I've used my blueprints and my blueprints don't have loaders in. But you can replace these with loaders basically. And that's kind of why they took them out, because they were just too powerful for trains. So not that I'm using them like that, but there you go. Okay, so we are rocket ready. So let's see if we can't finally get ourselves a whatchamacallit. Just do this first one by hand. I always forget how to do this. So because we want to build a new place, we have to put it in first, I think, don't we? Rocket infantry must contain one space platform starter pack, or have automatic requests from space platforms able to create a new space platform. So if I turn that on and hit, oh, it's not in thingy range. Boop. And then, I've only got like one, haven't I? So I might as well turn it off. Do this first one by hand. Oh, I found... Oh, idiot. Handmade it, even though they're in the blooming logistics now. So, we would just call this... space science. It's not called that, though, is it? It's called optimization, I think. Oh! Bias having an argument with me? Okay. Where are you? Wonder where you would have come from. There, probably. Okay, fine. Let's go sort them out. Oh, they're writing me oil stuff. That's annoying. Where did I put my tank? Oh, it's right over there. Okay. Oh, achievement. Yes, yes, yes. I've gone the wrong way. What do I do? Wait, where's my tank? That's not my tank, that's my car. Has it got any ammo? Yes. Where are you? Oh, you're right here. Okay. I'm doing more damage to my factory than they are. And you as well. Only a small group of them. Right, so. Where did I leave my tank? Oh, I have got it marked. Okay. Over there. Right. Let's go have a chat with the natives then. The natives came to say the launch, yes! The inaugural launch, which I'm entirely happy. I'm sure they're entirely happy with that. I have no complaints whatsoever. These ones just got a bit rowdy because of the beers we were serving for the celebration. Right, let's hop in. I should really set up the pollution stuff as well. I remember that being a bit annoying. So it must have come from there or there. Because you have to like provide the filters and it. It's one of those sort of mechanics where I think, or you make it out of coal. And of course mining is one of the most polluting things you can do, so you're sort of in a weird thing of producing lots and lots of pollution in order to get rid of pollution. And the sort of net effect is relatively minor. It's good for, you know, if you've got an area where it's really, really, you know, problematic to have pollution. Whoops. What about the radiation? It's quite good in that second. So if you're sort of like, I don't want to anger those biters over there, and stick a few in. But... Right. So got the. Where are they? Over there. Got the capsules. Bit of poison. What are we on? The old flame down. Cool. Right then, do we think... Yeah, might as well take them out as well, especially while these guys are still alive and well. Capsules, I mean. Oops. The gun aiming took me some getting used to. Have you played with the air filters at all? No, so, well, it was just what I was saying, so I preempted that. But yeah, no, the aiming thing is weird. It's one of the things I'm not a fan of on this mod. There aren't too many. I think this is one of the best. I think it's like the original one, isn't it, of like overhaul mods. But yeah, I don't like the fact that the automatic gun aiming is, you know, not great, as it were, and it just shoots where you're pointing and stuff like that. I kind of get it, but I don't think it's precise enough for that to be a good mechanic. It's like the radiation thing. The radiation, I guess, is more realistic in a way. But as I was discovering when I was messing about with it, it like only applies at certain points. So you can have the stuff on, like the U238, the U238 on belts, and it doesn't, there's no radiation damage then. Or sorry, the ore being on a belt, that's apparently not radioactive. But when it's a patch on the ground, then it's radioactive. So to me, it's just a pointless detail. It doesn't really change the price of fish. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's fine, sort of thing. But so it is a bit of a okay type change. What was I doing? I was messing about with space platforms, wasn't I? Because it should have given me. Yeah, so we've now got your actual spacey bits. But how do we do optimization cards? Do we not have that? Beta research. Huh, I thought that they are. Oh no, it's an actual tech. Oh, I've got to do a grabber. Okay. Yeah, stand on a belt for with hundreds, but one on your inventory immediately dead. Yeah, sort of. It's a strange sort of. I guess it's a practicality thing for getting it to work. I guess they couldn't get it to, I don't know, call the code that does the radiation damage when it was on a belt or something. I don't know. It's sort of, or maybe because it's moving and all the optimization they did for belt, where it's not, the item's not really on the belt type of thing, and those types of optimizations mean that you can't now call the radiation damage because it doesn't really exist, or some weird quirk like that sort of thing. Okay, so I've got to build a grabber arm to get the optimization. Okay, so the space research data is basically the same as the space science recipe, but to make it into actual tech cards, I've got to add it to the blank tech card. So all we get from space is the data. Okay. Okay. So we need to make your finest grabber arms, which are what? Electric. This is where we get into the standard annoyance that I don't really want to be belting a lot of this stuff around. What I want to do is request it, but I don't have requester chests until we do requester chest science, which I assume, unless they've been very cruel, is still a post optimization tech. There it is. So that's the one we want. To get your requester chest, I still don't. It's one of my biggest. I mean, I kind of get it, but it's my biggest bugbear with the whole game. Really, is that requester chests are not just part of the logistics unlock. Should all just be part of the same thing to me. Okay, so what we can do, because I think I've made or unlocked the bacons is we can pop a couple on here. Will it go in the middle? Let's put there. Cool. So that should tile now. Yeah, we can make the actual, I guess, the space science stuff anyway where we want, really. But we need the actual cards, which I'm making where? Here. I could just stick it at the top here now, couldn't I? Oh, I was okay with the... I'm not making the actual things, am I? That was very illuminative, but I'd confused the starter packs with the landing pad. Okay. So I think I'm just going to stick it there for time being. So we want kind of... Well, no, this is going to output the things, isn't it? Like, okay. So I then need like an assembly, or would it be one of them? Why am I doing that bit? I need to do the actual platform first. Okay. Get rid of all of that. So, point was, what we really want to be doing is requesting in these. Now those would be easy to make here, I think, wouldn't they? Because it's steel processing units, low density structures, steel processing units, low density structures. If I just sort of steal low density structures here, not priority filter. What are you moaning about? Given I'm not caught up properly, let's just leave. In fact, why don't I unlock purification? So maybe I can mess about with it at some point. Because I remember it from the playing it before that I didn't really think it was all that good. What would that need then? So that would also need electric engines. And that one would need electric engines as well. Which we are kind of making here. If we were to speed this up. Just wondering, because I could put them like that, couldn't I? And if we have... Not like that. Because that's pointing in the wrong thing. But I can put that to do that, and then let's put them on the other side, isn't it? So this needs to sort of come through here. Oh well, I don't know. I can use the power of belt siding. There. Hopefully. They're going to interpret near as a... I just take the question away from you. There we go. So now we should be able to make all three of those. So we would have... say... grabber arms, crushers, and then whatever the heck was left. Cargo bays. What are starter packs then? What are they made from? Platform, pieces, steel, and that. was it? Steel and processing units. So I could kind of do the same here, couldn't I? I did the same thing again. Again, you see I'm not using the loaders. It's just not how my brain thinks. And if we put that on the near side, and then... Oh, we're getting another attack. Who's having fun? Well, oh, maybe there? Doesn't feel like pollution would be a thing here. I should really go and push them all back a bit. Oops. So they've literally sent one biter. There's another thing I haven't mentioned in my video that I could say here. I'd quite like, and I mentioned this while we were doing the Red Effects originally, I'd quite like an orbital bombardment thing. A very late game. But like, or even just artillery on platforms, and then you can rain down shells from space, basically. The old, what do they call them? Rods from God type of thing. Whoops! I blew something up then. What did I blow up? That was a pipe. That's annoying. I've done it again and again. I'll put these pipes in the way. Come on. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this mechanic. There you go. I guess I could have used poison, couldn't I? Are any of those out of... I didn't build them, did I? Okay, that's purification. Now let's just leave it for a bit. So, where might you have come from? Yeah, I guess maybe there. Wait, did one... No. So it must just be these guys. Consider that preemptive revenge, if it wasn't you. Can't see any. I'm looking for the telltale, you know, where it absorbs a little bit randomly in your pollution cloud. I can't see it doing that, so I guess we're okay. See about taking these guys out as well then. Oh, go on, let's treat ourselves. Okay. Yeah. Here, I think. Okay. Where did we get to? I was making space bits, wasn't I? Can I add on somewhere? Beacon production. We would need red, green, copper cable, steel plate. Okay. I'm making very few red circuits. Why is that? Just because red circuits are a pain in this is just as much as they are in... Base factor as well. Ah, there's also not too many green circuits. Okay. Why is that? Where are they? Just... Oh, that's not empty. Why not? Because that's the wrong way around. Yeah, so let's put module so. Yeah, I don't think these need increasing. And then same here. We need to increase them as well. Okay. Well, the one-on-one doesn't really increase them, it sort of reduces your consumption more than anything. Okay. Where are they? Put them in. Bit of the old speed module. And if we copy paste that, like so. It was a tileable thing. And these can then go automatic. Now, where do we get to? How am I doing on power? Ooh, not great. Well, I'll say that. Yeah, we're okay for now. But yeah, could do with getting some nuclear up and running. I think. Okay, now, what will you do? Oh, that's very complicated, isn't it? That's red and greens, which I'm not really moving around here, am I? Okay. So we want blue, electric engines, and then so those two. Cool. These could do some qualities in. Oh! Manually insert a quality module into a module slot. Well, there you go. First time with that. That one is steel plate engines, and so them two again. Now we want that one. Cool, and then you are steel, blue, and identity. Don't I put them in different places each time? So we've got some grabber arms. There's a little fly flying around on it. I don't know. Driving me nuts. Okay. Okay. Now, onto our platform. So, what we need to do is kind of just fill in a chunk of space with a platform, and it will send up a bunch of rockets. And then if I just put on an arm, Russia. It wanted me to make it from... So it's basically the same recipe, isn't it? So, and we also need inserters. I'm sure we'll need long-handed ones. Usually this is what I do, because the auto will request full stacks. So if you just put down, you know, some, then it will send up a full stack. And then, because I can delete this and then I'll just go in the inventory. So it's just how I usually get it to, you know, set itself up to build some stuff. And we can always dump stuff back down again. Do we want cargo bay on it? Maybe. So what do we need to make it? Oh, we don't know technically, do we? Because we've got to build that grabber before it'll tell us. But we can find out by going here. So we want ice, which is just a collecting thing. Oh, that means chemical plants, though, doesn't it? Iron plate and carbon. So we need chemical plants. Chemical. What else? I guess we'll need pipes, maybe? No, we don't in this, do we? No. What are you moaning about? Not having any beacons or silos. Has it not made another silo? I guess that's stealing them before it can. Fine. Do we really need 20 grabber arms? Do we really need 20 crushers? Do we really need 20 or whatever those are called? So yeah, what we should really set up is the nuclear stuff. Get it making then. Crushing. I've forgotten something up there and I don't. It's nagging at me. What have I not... Just going to take them up. Ah, assembly machine. Yeah, the auto system just sends entire rockets worth. Why are you not launching? Oh, because the bots are bringing over the things. Oh, and of course it's not made a second silo, is it? That's what it's moaning about. Off she goes. Okay. So it needs to make a grab roll. It's made a grab. In fact, it's made a crusher. Okay. What is the stack size on those though? Yeah, it is 10. Rocket stack size 10, yeah. Yeah, cool. Right then, nuclear. Or at least nuclear power stuff. What do we want? Concrete again. Ah, rare metals. Okay. Quartz. Interesting. Copper, plate, steel, plate. Right, okay. Oh, you got with 2 steam engines in it. Right. Okay. We've got them somewhere. Steam engines. Okay, so we could throw something on the side here to make turbines. It's interesting. So that gives access to them, but what else would we need? Can we build something else there? Probably the heat pipes, maybe. But if we made one with the turbines, what else does it need? Oh, it won't tell me. It needs copper plate, which is right here. Gears and pipes, which is right here. Oh, well, yeah, kind of. Okay. So I can make them, and then what would be the other thing? Copper, steel plate, so I could probably make them here as well. Okay. Especially if we move that back one. Flipping flies getting on my blooming nerves. Okay. So it also needs the copper and the pipes, but it then needs gear wheels. And what else do you need? Because you've got the pipes and the copper. Steel plate. So we need to get steel plate and gear wheels over here. Which it might just be easier to send another line up. In terms of them, they're much more... Well, they're heat pipes as well. So they're easy to make, but we've got to feed them into the reactor as well, along with rare earth and concrete and red circuits and rare metals. So I think we'll have to make them up the top. But let's see where our rare earth is. Oh, got another spare one. Okay. Because wasn't... Yeah, rare earth I'm not making until here. I guess I could split it, send it down. Oh no, wait. It's, in fact, that's perfectly there, isn't it? Okay. So do we have... So we need to make the heat pipes, which is quartz, which is already, you know, I know is loaded on a lot further down. We would also need rare metal, which is very close. Steel we know is close, and we need to bring it over for the other one anyway. And then red circuits, where are they feeding it? They're here. Can I just add more of these? The problem is that I'm sort of using up basically half of the green circuits. In fact, at the moment, all of them. So green circuits is actually the real problem. Do I add more? I mean, we did add that extra copper for a reason. Okay, let's copy and paste a couple more on. Like so. See how we do with that. Need some dedicated production for them, I think, reaching that sort of stage. So you need iron gears and you need steel. So let's provide you with those. So that would be iron gear wheels. Where's the steel plate? Is there steel plate? Yes. There. In tiny, tiny quantities. Which is interesting because I thought I thought that was the whole point of doing the boosted iron production. Oh, it was, except I never upgraded this. Okay. Whoa, bots are getting choppy. I'd like to see that. I'm gonna have to go and put that one in myself. I think that turns that from a half belt into a full belt. You know, a full normal belt. So I think we're okay without upgrading the rest of it, but I need to do that one. Okay, let me just make that. Let's make two of them. So that would get the steel in there. So... that. So that would give that one the gear wheels and that one the steel plate. Okay. The next two then It's a feed through. Oh, completely deplete a resource patch. I wonder where the heck I've done that then. So that needs to be the heat pipes. So that that one can be the reactors. I'm guessing it's the coal. Or the stone. Ah, it's the stone. Okay. Which is why I added that one. So that we could steal from there and not totally kill our early game production area. Okay. Oh, we're at the logistics range. Yes, we are. Did I ever finish there? AP, no. Okay. Right, so you need copper. Yeah, so we can turn that off altogether. Or at least move it up. For you. It also needs quartz, and then this one needs everything, including concrete, which we're going to have to ferry over for now. In fact, can I... Have you not made this grab roll? No, waiting on the... I could go and hand do it if it's only made. I need one more of those things. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to bring in some concrete. What else can I get rid of? I don't really need platform pieces. Seem to keep ending up with a lot of tech cards. Cool. Yeah, so we bring the concrete over, and then you would need heat pipes, which you would get from there, concrete, red circuits, rare metals, and steel. We need to extend that one. We need the steel. Then we need quartz for you, rare metals, and red circuits. Okay. Yeah, bring them over the top, I think. Oh wait, have I... I'm making quartz and sending it up there. Where is that? Oh, that's all the way over there. Okay. Oh, here we go, yeah. So quartz for our heat pipes. And now this one needs to be red circuits and rare metals. Okay. So if we maybe put that there instead. Then from there, and rare metals. Oops. There we go. It's Halloween yesterday. I was going to watch Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, but somewhat weird with the payment. So I bought some of these, like what I would call classic films, mostly B movies. There appears to be pollution on this belt. Oh dear. Where the heck does that come from? Yeah, so I've got like the thing and... What's going on there? Oh, I see, because I'm filtering it down to... Ah, okay. I can't put a filter on the other side, can I? That's annoying. So, if I was to do that, and then say just quartz. Yeah, some weird thing with like buying things on YouTube that it didn't like, basically. Right on that side though. It's just this one. Ah, it's annoying. I have to clear it all off. What's it got to here? So we go like that. Tell you to only do that. As we make heat pipes, it should just get rid of it. Oh, and that belt's gone messy as well. What have I done stupid there? Oh, I know. It's because I took this off as a full belt. Yeah, and didn't feed it in on the side. There we go. Next for the UK is what we all now call Bonfire Night. It's basically 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Night, where we celebrate, apparently, and failing to kill the king. Or at least being stopped from doing so. Doesn't seem like probably right thing to celebrate to me. So there you go. You're going to have to do the same thing, aren't I? I must have so many chests full of crap. Keep an eye on that one though, because eventually it will clear off. Are we done? I think we're done that, yeah. Cool. Let's go and grab a load of concrete again. Roll on. I need to do the splitter as well, don't I? I was gonna. Where are you? Down there. Oh, it's up there. Oh no, that's the beacons. Where's that splitter? There it is. Yeah, getting super speedy bots now. Did I make those beacons? I did. So yeah, we need to make beacons as well. Copper cable still. I wonder if I could add those on here somewhere. Because we'd have copper cable, green circuit, steel plate. So if I take the whatever red circuits don't get turned into... I didn't grab the thing, did I? Yeah, so if I do one like that, put it to red circuits, put those in there, finest spaghetti tradition, and then we want to put a... let's put that in there. No, it needs to be a pass-through one. Oh, it is a pass-through one. So that needs to be copper cable. And then that is beacon. I could probably cut that off again. Don't really need those. Precious red circuits go in there. Oh, in fact, that, oh, I can't do that though, can I? Yeah, no. Broke my brain a bit there. Let's do that then. No, I do want that in. And that can be a long-ended. There we go. Because that then gives that one copper. Not that there is any copper, but that'll be cables. You need green circuits as well. And steel. Oh, you're very, very, very greedy, my friend. Copper cable we're doing... I mentioned that basically because there's fireworks going off outside already. Well, it's... I kind of ended up... So I moved away from this area. I lived here for years. Well, not here, but sort of down the road, basically. And I mean decades. Ages and ages. And I kind of got used to the fact that there's like several fireworks shops around here. Because it's, well, I won't go into the details, but there's several, I mean, like, as in proper, you can go into them and buy fireworks, you know, from a professional person who sells fireworks, you know, and does displays and stuff. And so you get a lot of fireworks this time of year. People just setting them off, for like a month beforehand and a month afterwards. And then you get people doing them at Christmas and New Year's and all that sort of stuff. They go mad for them here. I moved up to Derby. And I was like, wait, what's different? You know, there's something wrong, something not quite right. And it was that this time of year, and it was that we weren't setting off fireworks. Okay. So what we want is a requester, but we do not have that technology yet. But it is very, very close. Now, so we might as well give it to it manually. How many are you going to make? 2? That'll be fine for now. You probably want to make quite a few more of those though. In fact, I can look at my blueprint and see how many we would need. So 2 by 2, we would need 276. So if we set that to say 400, and that we want 83 of your finest turbines. Okay. So we want, say, 400 of them. That should be a stack of, that's 100, yeah. Fine. And then that one needs to be like 100, so we need loads of them. We should also set this to be, well, we can set it on 4. It's not going to make 4 because it's not going to have enough concrete, is it? Because it's 500 per reactor, which is kind of nuts. Okay, let's have a quick look over at the nuclear area. Let's see how many bits of 73. Lovely. Lovely. Now I can't remember. Do we get... Is Covric still a science in this? Yeah, I can see it there. Okay. But it comes from optimization, so it's a space science. Cool. Cool. I mean, it's not popped up and said we've done a thing. I don't know if it's just not a... I mean, maybe it has and I've just not heard it. Oh, it has. We've done optimize it. Okay. So we'll get them on the go. But in order to get them on the go, we need to actually make... Oh, we're not setting any crashes up. That's annoying. Why not? We've only got one. What? We've only made one? That can't be right. Oh, I guess this is stealing all the things, isn't it? The electric engines. Okay, let's take some over there manually, because I'm pretty sure we'll have some bots are up here. Okay. Where are they? Here we go. Let's take some of these up manually. Loads and loads of them. Why did I put the rockets in? Give fuel rather. Still doing okay with power. So each crusher requires 10, and we want to make 10, so it'll send them up on a rocket. So it's going to need at least 100. Okay, so hopefully that'll get over our crushing problem. Now, oh, solar panels. That was what I've forgotten. I presume have we got... Is it worth sending him up onto this? It's not really worth sending him up onto this platform. do more platform bits as well. Yeah, so this should be able to make... No? Do you make carbon then? Oh no, carbon comes directly out the asteroid, doesn't it? You make... nothing, so... Oh no! You can crush inserters. Huh. That must be the workaround for... because in this game you don't upgrade... in this mod you don't upgrade like yellow inserters to red inserters. You know, you don't... the ingredients of a red inserter are just inserter parts as well. So you don't take a normal inserter and turn it into a long-handed inserter. You just build those independently. So this must be the fix. Doing them in crushers. For the fact that you can't therefore recycle them, I guess. But you basically get to a point where you end up with just like loads of inserters. With nothing to do with them. Because you can't turn them into fast inserters. Interesting. So it's interesting you do that in a crusher. So yeah, that'll just give us carbon directly. That gives us ice directly. So anything we've got to actually do proper processing on is the iron ore. So we don't need a chemical plant, do we? Because... no. Oh. You're not off again, are you? Oh, we're Spitter this time, okay. Where might you have come from? There, clearly. Right, let's go and deal with them. Could do with upgrading some of my copper belt, couldn't I? Okay. Right. Let us apply poison this time rather than shooting my entire factory. Okay. What's supposed to be coming on that train line? It's got to be copper, isn't it? So copper has just arrived. Will it catch up? Yeah, kinda. So it could probably do with another train is the point. Where are we going? We are going this way to those guys. In fact, no, they're okay. Oh, very wormy. That was weird. That looked like it fired a shotgun. Must have been streaming for too long. It looked like it fired a shotgun. How very bizarre. Okay. I think that'll be it for a while. New colonisations notwithstanding. I don't think they've ever said how many Switch copies they actually sold. I mean, I said in the Friday Facts thing that it must be enough to just. I know there's an element, particularly where it's just like the technical challenge is, you know, is enough of a reason to do it, sort of thing. I think that was the motivation for doing it. Put it on Switch the first time. But it would be fascinating to know how many they've actually sold. I did give it a go on Steam Deck. I didn't really find it very nice control-wise. I think really, for like using it on Steam Deck, you know, like using it remotely is like the whole thing of, you know, plug a controller in and the keyboard and, you know, plug it into your TV type of thing, and then you can play remotely, or not remotely, but you can play. What was I going to build? I must have been going to build space platform bits, wasn't I? I completely lost. Not starter packs. Yeah, because this is the starter pack stuff. Okay. I'm just going to manually build one in, I think. Yeah, it'd be fascinating to know how many they actually sold. Okay, how are we doing on our platform? Yes, we have crushers now. Excellent. And we have... So, ooh, only 21. Does it only stack? Stacks to 50? How have we ended up with 21? Our rocket stack is 25. Okay. So let's get rid of... Clear this out, basically. I don't remember this track. Pop it in there, I guess. And then we'll get 3 outputs out of it. Those would be oxide, carbon, metal. And what do we actually making this in? I guess it's an assembly machine, hopefully. Oh, I need to put me crushers and stuff, don't I? I also need to do the whole chuck stuff overboard. If it's too much. Nobody say is anything. Let's worry about that part of it later. But basically, that would go into there. Then we've got to do the whole feeding it back in. It's space, isn't it? I keep forgetting. Space research data. So it makes 5 in 15 seconds. So what did I do? So the optimization, so that's just a 1-to-1, but not because it takes 20 seconds. But then they take 20 seconds. So I need to be able to produce 2 machines worth of that. 5 space research data, but every 20 seconds. So if this is making, well, what's the actual speed on that? Can I get it to? .25 a second. 0.25 a second, and you would need, let's build a, just randomly put it over here, optimization, so that would need, I guess I should put modules in it as well. Where have they gone then? They are. So it needs 0.28 a second. We'd have 2 of them, so 0.56 per second, and that makes 0.25. So really, we want to be able to feed 3 of them. Or well, do I want to take modules up here? No, I don't think I'm fussed. This is just to get us the grab, not grabbers. Requester chests and things, basically. That's all I really want to do. Let's get those initial techs. So we need 0.05 ice, which we don't know the speed on this, do we? 0.05 becomes 0.1 in theory. No, 2.5. You know, if we can feed it enough stuff, 1's fine then. Okay. So we do have a bit of an issue with the old recycling thing. So maybe if I do that. In fact, no, let's do it. Should I put a filter on that? Like that. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Just that, and then chuck that overboard at some point. Just really filling up. Okay, so that's one of them, and then damn fly. Exactly the same thing here, basically, for the carbon. Guess oriented slightly differently. So you're the crushed carbonic. In fact, I could probably have that feed onto them, couldn't I? So we want you to output, say, take there, feed it back in, so that would be the carbon, oh no, yes, carbon chunks coming out, and we want a filter on, say that, it sends the chunks that way. Combine those two. I'm doing platform spaghetti now. Always good. Now, what is it? It's space research data, isn't it? Where does that live? Not there. So if that's less than, say, 200 or something? Oh, I want a filter on it. I don't want it to set filter. No. I want it to have a filter. Just in case. Okay. So these now need iron plate. Okay. So that does, you know, theoretical 0.1 it is only though. So let's make it 2.5 and that's making 5. Oh, 10, sorry. That's making 10 regular iron pieces. Excuse me. Just wondering what the production rate on that is. Can I do it here? Not got any iron ore, have I? Let's see if we can get them to bring me a bit of iron ore. So then that goes down that way, that way, that way. It's not really feeding it back, is it? So really I want it more like that way round. Oh yeah, I forgot I never expanded that up. Okay. Right, bit of iron ore. So, oops. Oh, of course we have to set the recipe, don't we? Iron plate from regular. Yeah, there we go. In which case it should tell me I don't need that. Okay. 0.62 a second. And you only need 0.1, so 1 is fine. Okay. I mean, obviously, you know, this assumes we're going to get enough bits and pieces coming through, which we almost certainly won't, but where did the other bits go? Oh, I didn't connect it. And then, yeah, I'll just chuck whatever's left overboard, as per usual. What about power? What are we doing with power? So yeah, maybe a few more panels would not hurt. Yeah, we could drop the chemical plants down since it turns out we didn't need them. Okay, we've got 20 space researchers, 20 of your finest space researchers, which we would need to drop down and feed to one of these, a bit like the other sciences. Okay, how about then, if I, just in order to get it done, because we've got 10 minutes left on the stream, it would be nice to at least do something that involves, or start something that involves a space science, such as logistics chests to make our lives easier. So if we put in a, what should we call it? Landing pad. Where did it go? There it is. Oh, of course it's on a train aligned grid, isn't it? Fine. So what you need to do is only grab Where did I work out it was? It's in here, I think, isn't it? Space, yeah, space research data. You two need to do that, that. This one needs to needs to request space research data. 1,000, fine, yeah, you do that, you do you. I'm sure we'll get 1,000 at some dim and distant point in the future. And then, well, that's science going out, isn't it? Here we go. It could be our first space sciences before the end of the stream. Not quite going to space, but not far off. Because this will also let us do thrusters, wherever they are. There we go. It's interesting they haven't added any extra one. You know, these are still just pure space science, basically. So I've not added in, you know, utilization tech or anything like that. So it's no, I don't know if maybe the costs are a bit higher, but it's not any more complicated. So there we go. Oh, what we got? Unclaimed items waiting in drop pod. Oh, because I hadn't built the thingy, had they? I just have it falling over. It's a silly little thing. Space science is space sciencing then. Got there in the end. And I don't need this bell, do I? Since I'm making it on the other side. Okay. Here comes another drop pod. They kill you them if you stand underneath them. Cool. So there we go. I wonder if we're even. Have we got the ability to make? Oh no, we've got 4 nuclear reactors. Not quite enough peat pipes. 100 of them. 100 of them. So need more heat pipe. But we could even set up a little nuclear power bit somewhere. Where would we want to do that? I guess here's the easiest, really. It's nice and close to the water. Does mean the bot's flying a little bit of a distance, but we need to tap this uranium as well. Because in this, you need uranium for science. These chests are filling up a bit, aren't they? But that'll all get sorted once we got requesters. Active providers and stuff. Cool. Yeah, we're not doing too bad on power. And I do have, there's like advanced power things in this, which I assume they've been balanced so that they're better than quality versions. I don't know. But I would guess so. Cool. Well, I think that's basically it. I mean, there's not really a lot I can do in 4 minutes. Why are there no science tech thingies on the belt? What have I broken there? Why is that not loading in copper? Because there's something polluting the belt. Dang. Don't know what that was. I guess maybe early. Don't know. Yeah, we have greater capacity here. How are we doing then? If I go and stand by the nuclear stuff, will that remind me that that's probably not what we need to put in? Start of next stream, probably not, but we can give it a go. I mean, I guess it actually makes sense because I was wondering why it had managed to make 4 reactors when I only dropped off like 10 but these stacked to 200. So there's actually 2,000 that I put in, or even more than that, even if it's got 400 still. Okay, that makes sense. Cool, right, well there we go. That's it for today's stream. Schedule on. Oh, Milstein Camp, how you doing? I catch the stream. How is it? Is Krastorio different? I haven't played it yet. That's a big question for the end of the stream. It's really good. I mean, I of the overhaul mods that I have sampled, which is Bob's, Angels, though I didn't combine the two. Obviously, there's Krastorio 2, Space Exploration. I would say this is definitely the best one. It is often recommended as your sort of first overhaul mod. So if you've played others, you've played Bob's or you've played Angels or the Combine 2, or if you're a mad person and you've done C Block or something like that, then you'll probably find it maybe a bit too simple. But if you've not done overhaul mods before, I would back up that general recommendation of it being your first overhaul mod. I personally think it works either way, just that you might find it a little simple if you've done any other overhaul mods. But yeah, and it's well balanced, certainly in the base Krastorio 2. It sort of makes sense. It does make some adjustments, some tweaks, but it doesn't go too mad with the whole extra step for the sake of extra step. It does a little bit of that, but it doesn't go too nuts with it. So I say I like it as a mod. This version is like effectively so Krastorio 2, the original developer of Krastorio 2 is not the one that maintains it. Rhaegar, who's now one of the Factorio devs, is the one who actually maintains it, and he adapted it to version 2 of the game. So the Krastorio 2, official mod is only for version 2 of the game. That doesn't work with Space Age. This is a branch that someone's taken where they've then integrated it into Space Age. Now, part of the reason, I don't know, but I'm guessing part of the reason that, part of the reason Rhaegar didn't want to do that adaptation was the extra complexity, and he's kind of really he just maintains it. He doesn't add to it. But part of the reason for that, I suspect, we will find. Now, there's a process in this called enrichment, where you basically crush ore, turn it into enriched ore, and then, it's sort of like it doubles the effectiveness, doubles the productivity of a single piece of ore, but in order to restore it back to normal, which is why, as I say, it's quite well balanced, because what it does is it halves the productivity, the amount you get from a single normal piece of ore, but then gives you a recipe to like restore it back. But the problem with that is we will get foundries and EMPs and cryolabs and all the mad stuff out of Space Age, which are massively more productive. And so the whole copper metal, iron metal, I think is going to make them redundant. You don't technically have to play with them when you do it, because they just boost productivity, and you could just outproduce it. Just have twice as many iron mines in order to compensate. But the point is that enrichment process, I think, is going to be made redundant, and I haven't detected anything so far that is like compensating for that. But we may find when we get to Volcanus that maybe foundries aren't massively productive, and that's how they've done the balancing. But I suspect they simply haven't bothered, and it basically, the whole enrichment part essentially becomes redundant, which means why bother doing it? It's like it doesn't take that much to get to Volcanus, so it may well not be as well balanced, but it's not supposed to be. It's just meant to be integrated. So yes, I would highly recommend Krastorio 2, but note that the official Krastorio 2 is only for version 2, and you have to play this spaced out, which is a modification of it to work with Space Age, but I suspect probably not been specifically balanced or tweaked. And I don't think it's got like extra Space Age stuff. It just fits it into the mod, so we'll have to see how it gets, which is what we will shortly be doing. So hopefully next stream we'll be in a position that we'll do the researches, we'll build our first Krastorio 2 platform, and off we go to. I'm probably going to Folgora first because it just eliminates the combat side of it, and also it's actually my personal favourite of the added planets. So yeah, we'll go there first, get the bits and pieces we can, then we'll do Volcanus because that's my second favourite, and then Gleba because you've got to do Gleba apparently. No, I rag on it, but I don't hate it as much as I imply. But yeah, so yeah, it makes it bigger, makes it more expanded, but I don't think it really like adapts. It's not a proper mod for Space Age. I don't know that anyone's done. I mean, I'm sure you'll tell me someone has, but I don't know if anyone's done a proper overhaul for Space Age yet. I know Erendor's been. I don't know where they ended up coming down, but I got the feeling they weren't really going to do a Space Age version of SpaceX. But then I guess if the thing sold 1 million copies, the expansion, as they said in the Friday Facts, then maybe people will start thinking about doing overhaul mods for Space Age. Because you don't want to work on hundreds of hours on a mod and then find that no one plays it. And overhaul mods are really big jobs. So yeah, so I say did I put my schedule up? I did. I suspect that it's probably not as balanced, but as I say, overall I would recommend it as an overhaul mod, and also especially as a first overhaul mod to try. And I say I think it was my personal favourite. So yes, that is it for Factorio streams for this week. Tomorrow I will be returning to Little Rocket Lab. The first stream of that got huge numbers, like way more than I expected. A lot of people are obviously clearly curious about that. Second one tanked basically. Virtually no one watched, which is fine. I say I don't do these for the views really, but I've made a lot of progress in my personal game. I haven't been playing a lot while I've been away, but that's what I've been doing. So it may get to a point when I was always expecting this, that if no one's particularly interested in watching it, that's fine. I'll do something else. But what I'm actually thinking, and I'm still umming and ahhing about changing how I do streaming after Christmas, especially if the Friday Facts kick back in, because I'll be honest, I really like making the YouTube videos, and the difficulty with them is they are quite time consuming. And I've said this before. I do this as a hobby. I don't make no money off of it. It doesn't. There's no. I have to do my full-time job basically in order to pay the bills. So I fit this in around everything else, which means that something like streaming, which I enjoy doing, but it's 6 hours a week that I could spend on the videos, and I really enjoy making them as well, sort of thing. So if Friday Facts do return with any kind of regularity, I might have to scale streaming back in order to keep doing the videos as well. But that's all future stuff. I will probably keep Little Rocket Lab going, certainly for the next month or so, November, because only 4 streams. And then Christmas is like halfway through, isn't it? So maybe we'll keep going till Christmas, unless literally, there's one of you watching, and you've got the game anyway, and you've played it through yourself. So we will see how that one goes. But the plan for the time being is to do Little Rocket Lab on the Sundays. I really like the game, but I appreciate it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, I think that was it in terms of explaining the schedule. I don't have any further holiday planned until the Christmas break, so we should be good for the next 5 or 6 weeks. In terms of where you can find me, if you're new here, I stream simultaneously to both Twitch and YouTube using Restream. If you're watching on Twitch, then there'll be some VODs, but the VODs are archived basically to YouTube. So if you want to catch up on this series or any other series, like the first Krastorio 2 playthrough I did, or the Bobs or the Angels, obviously they're old, it's old Factorio, but all of those are available as YouTube VODs, along with other series like Satisfactory and Tectonica, Dyson Sphere Program, many of which I want to get back to as well. But those are all on the YouTube channel, along with the videos that I do regularly on Law Speculation, which is my new series, which replaces the Friday Facts. But if the Friday Facts returns, obviously that will, those are the things I love doing the most. Editing them is horrible because of how I prattle on, but I just love sitting there and waffling on about all the things that are in my head, basically. So yes, so they will probably take the priority if they do start coming back. I guess there's also channel memberships. If you wanted to turn that around, I can't possibly, I have them there and they're nice, and I really do appreciate the support, as with like the Twitch subscriptions. But I can't see you guys ever having enough there being enough members to support me in the style that I am accustomed to, shall we say. Maybe when I retire, I'll make myself a full-time YouTuber or something. But yes, so in terms of socials, really the only one worth following is the Blue Sky. That's the only one I'm sort of active on. But otherwise, they do exist if you really wanted to. But yeah, really the thing would be joining the YouTube channel and getting involved in the law speculation videos, the Friday Facts, and all of that sort of stuff. Is that everything? I'm a bit rusty for some reason. It's only been 2 weeks. Yeah, that's everything. So back tomorrow at the same time. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. You might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio, Krastorio 2, Spaced Out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.